Hello everybody, welcome back to Language, Litigation, and Integration Part 202, Casual Conversations 104. You know how we do it on this one. The primary function of this lecture series is to bring to light ongoing criminal activity. My constitutional rights, Article 1, Section 8, Subsection 7 of the United States Constitution gives me my right to my writings and my discoveries, which is clearly violated. My property is ruined because of it. Financial reward for solving open math problems that are contractually owed to me, running a bar and restaurant that I can't properly advertise, owning CBD enriched alcohol in the entire country, not being able to access a product, and as well as my credentials and my reputation being destroyed from simply not acknowledging that I exist to any extent whatsoever. And so that continues to be the primary function of this lecture series. Past that, we'll be discussing current events and talking points on any relevant and random stories. But the talking points are definitely slowing down because I've done 202 of these and it has absolutely zero traction. So I'm just done fighting it. Nothing works. You cannot start a business in the United States of America, or really any other country for that matter. People have to network with you. Like, starting a business is hard. Starting a business without the ability to network is impossible. Living life is hard. Well, it shouldn't be. But living a life without constitutional rights is impossible. And so, and on top of that, all the people that could help me know about it and won't help me. So it's just like, sweet man, I don't get to have a career or family because other people won't acknowledge that I exist. And then additionally to the Article 1, Section 8, Subsection 7, the Fifth Amendment of the United States Constitution guarantees me compensation for private property being distributed for public use. And I can't turn on a single podcast or a single thing on the TV without someone saying it is what it is in a fashion where they clearly have heard about my research. That is stealing intellectual property, and it has defrauded me out of my entire career, of anything. I could be a musical performer. I could be an assistant writer on some TV show that nobody really watches. I just want to do something. I want to get out of my house like my neighbor Brock says. Get out there. How? I can't go. I need money to have a leisure life. Past that, I would have no problem getting a job of anything. But I can't get one. How? I sent out so many applications. I have not gotten a single meaningful response. But whatever. There's nothing you can do when there's a group of people that can do whatever they want around the world and really did some science that has implications to engineering and to historical understanding. Then you do that in an hour, and then you realize your entire life's going to be destroyed because of it. It's just like sweet. So again, obviously it's made me bad in the past, but I've given up. I'm done fighting it. And if I ever become somebody, whatever you've done to me will be legally and lawfully done to you. And so that's all I'm going to say on that. Some minor stories, nothing super exciting that typically happens. 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months before I get denigrated to a minor, medium, or substantial level. So it's officially been over a year. And so these are coming maybe once every 2 weeks maybe. But again, first thing that pops and lets me make some money, then I am just done. I'm going to buy a nice estate and just be done with the human species. But it's been 1 year since closing on my building. This is not a home. It was kind of funny when some of the mover people were, I bought a new couch, and so when they were delivering the couch, the guy was like, I don't know, he was probably like late 30s, and kind of joking. He was like, don't have too much fun on this, like, don't have too many girlfriends. And it's like, yep. Over a year later, yep, not a single date, not a single girlfriend. I haven't even gotten a match on Tinder. I did get one match on Tinder. She messaged me back once, and then unmatched me. But like, I've been like, the concept of dating hasn't even felt real for so long that it's just impossible. I'm not allowed to socialize. My guess is if I was a famous musician or scientist, or at least allowed to like socialize in an office setting, I'd probably be able to get a girlfriend. But I do science that has historical implications, so no. Again, I bought a dining room table that was delivered scratched, and guess how many meals I've eaten on that table? 0. Guess how many people have been in my house that aren't direct family who've insulted me in my house? 0. And so I own a building, not a home. A home is where you feel safe, supported, and loved, and this is just a place where I do work. So, and honestly, thoughts on owning a home, not too bad. I really don't need all the space I have. I wish I offered one. There was a house that was listed at $300,000. I offered $320,000. I didn't get that one, so that was $20,000 over asking. So I got this one for $349,000 when it was listed for like $335,000. And so overall, not too much different than an apartment. I have a small plot of small land, so it's not the upkeep is not a big problem. As well as I enjoy doing yard work. It's a good exercise for me. It's something to get outside and do something with your hands, so I enjoy that. My weed whacker skills have gotten a little better. Got to re-spool it though. Yesterday I was weed whacking. I was about halfway through the job, and it just like the when it comes with the spool in it, it just ran out of wire, so I have to put some more in there. But that's what's going on the home front. Not much past that for the home consideration. Again, neighborhood's fine. Neighbors are fine, except for these people over here that seem to think I was staring at him for standing outside in our backyard, like 5 steps apart. But regardless, I did not want to be here for over a year. But of course, nothing will ever change. And I've just given up on that. People will not change their behavior. And so, but it's just amazing seeing this. Like Logan Paul gets engaged 14 months after meeting his girlfriend, now fiance Nina, and then. Because it's just like 14 months, man. I have been doing continuous YouTubing, full-time, meaning I make videos literally all day. I'm either consuming content, writing stuff down, or preparing a video for the next day. And at this point, I'm doing like 3 to 5 videos a day. And so, it's just amazing to see how much a personal life can change in 14 months. You can obviously people know Logan Paul. He's got the prime energy. He's in the WWE. He's got 20-some million subscribers on YouTube. He's doing all these different things. You can find a wife in 14 months of just being able to socialize. You don't have to be famous, just to be able to socialize. I'm over here and I haven't kissed a girl in 10 years. I've never had a real girlfriend. And if anybody would just acknowledge me, one clip of over 900 videos went viral to a little extent. 10, 20, 30,000 subscribers would cover the monthly bills I need to the point where I'm going to have to go literally work at Target or something. So I don't really even care. Like, I really don't. Get out, just have some normal human interactions. Whatever, why not? But I still don't know how I would even get that job. I have to interact with somebody, and my presence will intimidate you. And that is what will happen. And if I'm not popular, people will not respect me, and they'll call me a threat. That is the only interaction I've ever had in my entire life. But it was kind of interesting. I think I might have touched on this before, or said it explicitly, but asking a father for the ability to marry the daughter, nah, I don't think that's a good move. And I say that as somebody, if I had a daughter that was madly in love with somebody who treated her well, I would want the first person to know that the love of her life that wants to marry her tells her first. So I don't even say that as someone who wants to marry, but just as a father, again, which I would never be able to have a father or be a father because I would never be able to get a girlfriend because I'm not allowed to socialize because that requires to change her behavior in a historical and meaningful manner, and that's absolutely not. But if I had a daughter, I would want her partner or her fiance or her boyfriend to ask her to marry him before me. So it's like, we're different people out here. So I say that as someone who wants to be a future father. And so I think that is antiquated because obviously it's like show respect for the person who raised her. It's like, yeah, well maybe the father didn't raise her well. Again, obviously situational and depending on the person. But I think overall in general, genuinely the only thing I really want in my life is meaningful human connection and a family. I hope I have a daughter. Again, I want probably 3 to 5 kids. But I would certainly want their significant others to ask them to marry them first before me. And on top of that, like I said, marriage itself, certainly I personally would like to do a ceremony, but what is marriage? It's just a mutual state of respect and growth together. So it's like you don't need I think it's antiquated to ask the father before the partner. Woohoo! I'm surprised I haven't lost some subscribers, but I've now hit 69 YouTube subscribers. I was there for a couple days, now it's 71. So clearly the growth on the channel has just been unbelievable. But again, 5.5 to 6 years of preparing YouTube content, pretty much full time. Again, meaning I don't get paid anything, but that is literally what I'm doing all day. And so when Eric Weinstein says, "Give yourself a break," when my old neighbor Adam says, "Why are you still doing this?" It's because again, you guys will not acknowledge me publicly, and my parents don't think I've done anything, and I have no way to access any sort of networking or socializing, and so they're going to breach a contract. And so it's like, okay, whatever. But I did get some new comments on my YouTube channel, so I'll read those. Because again, this is so rare that I get a comment that actually is engaging of the content of which I have posted. And so yeah, currently sitting at 71 YouTube subs. I can't imagine not losing some because I post so much and people most of my videos have 1 or 2 views for like 13 seconds. So again, the growth has been substantial. But I got one on my Jurassic Park movie review. Veblen1 says, maybe make some drawings. To which I responded, I would, but I don't have a budget, which is true. How many other YouTube channels out there have almost, over 900 videos, and they have no budget to make a video? Like I'm talking pay $3.99 on YouTube to rent a movie that I really actually want to review, as opposed to just something on free on Tubi. But then yeah, the one person said on my 2 Thessalonians, it's really sad to know you have just 69 subscribers for giving 800 plus videos. May God bless you soon. And I said, very tragic indeed. And so then on my 1408 movie review, because on some days I'm just furious to know that I have 15 careers sit on the internet, and if I had one person share one clip, I could get to 10 to 15 to 20,000 subscribers, I would never have to worry about money again. And that's not a lot. It's not a lot of AdSense. If I get $2 to $3 grand a month, or even $1,500 a month, with a little bit of income from my bar, well then I would be completely fine. I just want to be creative, man, and I can't because of crime. But it says, Landon Snyder says, Jesus loves you, man, and has a big plan for your life. I unified the natural sciences. I've taught what Jesus was. I've made more mathematical derivation than everybody else literally combined. The most prolific guitar composer ever. Certainly up there on piano, too. He says, your life is worth living. I'm not sad. When a grown man says, give me my fucking money, how in the world is like, oh my gosh, he has a mental illness? Because you guys have codified patheticness as some sort of real state of existence. You steal a man's entire life, he's going to want to fucking rip your throat out. It's just true. But our society is completely stagnated. Jesus has always loved you since the beginning. Again, I have tremendous respect for Jesus Christ. He's probably the most prolific scientist in the past 2,000 some odd years. And so it's not like, people just can't listen. People can't literally listen to the substance of what I am saying, and it's true. You can't open your mouth and not demonstrate it is what it is with more specificity, with adjectives and different nouns and proper nouns and places, people, places, and things. And so, YouTube growth has been substantial. Like I said, I'm going to be pumping out as much content as I can until I turn 30. And I might still have some savings. Again, if I could just have a time frame within 3 years. Within 3 years, I would actually give myself a break, but I can't. And so my big break after doing all of this content is to go to work a low-end retail job. Yes, we'll love it. Who cares? Who cares? Elon Musk says he wants to have a literal dick measuring contest with the Zuck. Elon Musk is such a piece of garbage. Just dude is an absolute Looney Tune. Again, I'm not on Twitter. I've not been on Twitter in a meaningful way in many years. But he is just a shill. Everyone that has insecure behavior is going to project their insecurities. Whether it's Republicans saying free speech and then censoring things, or this or that, it's just hypocrites. I mean, that is the whole story of the Bible. The beginning is like, the setting of the history of the Hebrew tradition. Then it's like, oh, we just kept fucking up. And then Jesus comes along and is like, you guys are all hypocrites. And it's like, yeah, that's really what that story is. And again, the Bible is prominent because it was one of the first history books that hit the printing press. So people learned to talk through the ontology, they learned it. It has nothing to do with the merit of the substance of what is in that book. But Elon Musk is an absolute weirdo. New SEC law may reduce risks investment management can make by changing the bar of negligence. They make a differentiation between gross negligence versus simple negligence. Will it affect venture capital, private, and other funds? Maybe, just depends on the severity. Again, are you in the same way? I've ever run a huge balance sheet or whatever, but it just doesn't change. I mean, no matter the dollar figure doesn't matter. It's just a percentage change. So if you're taking extremely leveraged positions, whether you're an individual trader on your personal trading terminal or you're a massive bank, it still doesn't make any sense. I mean, still, it's just there's no real scale in terms of like, $1 versus $100 versus $1,000 versus $1 billion in terms of trading. Obviously, on a personal level, it's a big difference. But the market is so vast and so wide, and there's so much liquidity that there's really not like, I don't know, again, I wouldn't know, but like hundreds of trillions maybe, like moved in a day would probably be like a big thing. But regardless, my point is, you should have strict rules. And then the counter argument is, well, then investment firms who bank on making 30 investments and one being a unicorn. And it's just different. If you're an investment fund, then you're spending your own money. But if you're raising other people's money, OPM, and again, it's just shitty. It's just shittier, but you just have more diffusion of responsibility. So I'm for that, lowering the bar from gross negligence to simple negligence, because you should never be negligent. Negligence is negligence. And so I would just have to see how severe and exactly what would to be done. But overall, I think that's a good direction. Light opinion on that. Ex-U.S. gymnastics coach Larry Nassar is stabbed multiple times in federal prison. Good. Not supporting or encouraging violence or inciting violence. We need the law to make sense. If you touch kids and you die, shucks. If you murder somebody and you get murked back, shucks, bummer. We need the law to reflect actual behavior and not codify pathetic shit. Oh, but my brother reached out after my LinkedIn post saying, please, someone help me. And again, on a profession, this is the weirdest shit ever. You put normal human sentiment into text and people think you're pathetic. I am the least pathetic person that has ever existed. Literally. And so I put someone, please help me, because my last 4 posts are my resume. And it's like, help me network, help me find a business in Columbus to help me buy. And nobody will do anything. And so it's like, hey, my brother's like, hey man, I was just checking on you. I hate when people say, just check on me. I post videos 5 times a day. I want help with my financial future. So if you can help that, please help me. But then people read that as, oh my gosh, he's sad, oh my gosh, he's a mental illness, which doesn't exist. We just have literally codified fake diseases, and so many people are so fucking pathetic, they'll get canceled for saying mental illness doesn't exist. But I'm a scientist in the fucking, that would be a licensed medical doctor if the licensing structure of our entire society wasn't fraud. And so you're not allowed to prove things that people can't accept, whether it's what the Bible is, whether it's what cannabis does, so whatever's going on with UAPs, whether it's simply the United States Constitution law as is, Article 1, Section 8, subsection 7. And so I don't need someone to coddle me. I don't need someone to hold my hand. I don't need someone to say, I believe in you, you can do it. I need someone to pay me my fucking money or give me an opportunity. And I say that every episode, and people just don't have the capacity or the maturity to grow up. They don't. And so, anyone watching this, I do not need emotional help. I'm not sad. I've lost wages in my property for the last 7 years. 7 years. And it's not going to stop. Secret Service concludes the cocaine investigation after no suspect identified with DNA or video evidence. There is the competency of our federal government or government in general, and probably allegedly one of the most secure buildings on the planet. Can't find who's snorting the nose candy. Bummer. And so we do have some more developments on the UAPs, which again have been confirmed to me absolutely without question, without solicitation, over 2.5 years ago now. Multiple times. People have come up to me unsolicited from Interpol, certainly from the CIA, certainly from just Navy, Army. I definitely have some inclinations that was some Saudis there as well. Certainly, again, UK is Interpol, but I don't know if MI6 is different. But then I forget which podcast this one, but 10,000 people have been given, again, this is hearsay, somebody else saying this, 10,000 people have been given $10 million each for silence on UFO or UAP disclosure personnel. Dude, I will take down anything you want, I will lie, I will cheat, I will steal just like you guys do. Give me my 10 M's. Give me my fucking 10 tickets, yo. And so it's like, I don't care. Again, it's so legitimately real how when people in the future will be like, Brad's a really smart guy. But I've never once, I mean the whole day. So it's never like walking around like, Brad's really smart. I'm just Brad trying to live my life. And I did mathematics for like an hour. And it has destroyed my life. And then destroyed it in a way where it's like, if I would have done music before science, I would have, there's no, again, because how many people could help me? How many engineers at Google could just put one of my videos on trending? Just one. And so there was absolutely a group, maybe, I honestly would say, it's a joint operation, but a small group of people, maybe not super small, to 1,000, 2,000 people globally that deals with all of the UAPs. There's treaties from Antarctica, there's treaties that aren't really known to have this kind of joint task force to go out and handle all of these recoveries. And so to know that 10,000 people have been given money, and again, that's hearsay, but it's certainly believable. Sign me up. I know I will, whatever you want me to say or do, I will do it. I just want to live my life at some point, and that is not possible. And so, but again, I said UK, I have UK, US, France, Africa, I'm not sure where in Africa, maybe Nigeria, certainly Egypt, definitely Saudi, which again is Middle East, Italy, Israel, Russia, China for sure. And so, I'm sure there's probably some other minor countries like Brazil probably is certainly an active spot. But again, maybe an American-centric, but certainly a global organization of 1,000, 2,000 people that are authorized to do basically, literally to me, they have said this, we can do basically whatever we want. And so why you can get no acknowledgement, no publication, no anything. I'll take down any video you don't want me to publish. I just want to pay my bills outside of nothing. Like I don't care. Because how little UFOs and UAPs matter to me in my scientific understanding, my personal development, is irrelevant. As relevant as that. They're called chirpy birds, it's the songbirds that fly around outside. And so, we have some other UFO talk, but we have Neil deGrasse Tyson on Kurt Jamal's something Theory of Everything podcast. And again, Neil deGrasse Tyson says extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. Saying human beings are not the center of the life is the least extraordinary statement ever. It is a reflection of human arrogance. 500 years ago, we thought we were the center of the solar system, and it was punishable by death to say otherwise. And now, Neil deGrasse Tyson, who is in no way a respectable research scientist, all of his, and again, like I said, I also heard him talk about honorary degrees, going to a commencement gets you an honorary degree. And then Mark Rober, who's a YouTuber with like 100 science videos, he had like 500 science videos, but he gets to give a commencement speech because he's popular. He's got people on YouTube. He's got subscribers on YouTube, so all the administrators of these schools think he's popular. The only thing that matters in life is to get popular. But Neil saying that human beings are not the center of life is an extraordinary claim. It's just historically inaccurate and profoundly arrogant. But is Neil deGrasse Tyson profoundly arrogant? Yes. Is he profoundly incompetent? Yes. Is everybody asking him questions probably less competent than him at science? Probably. So it's like you just have these people that just clamber all over each other like hamsters, and they're all just in denial. And what's different is that it's just different to even say this stuff, to know that these people have been approached in private and told to not change their stances, to not acknowledge Brad. I can show you the fucking clip on Lex Friedman podcast when he's like, well, maybe we should, and Eric Weinstein's like, no, you'll go to jail. And Lex wasn't even talking about me, but that's what Eric Weinstein implied, or inferred. And so, it's just amazing how big of cowards you people really are. It's not like history's going to change, man. These people could stave off disclosure or releasing of this information for another 100, 200, 300 years. It matters nothing. 100 years is a blip. 1,000 years is a blip. 100,000 years is a blip. And I'm writing it down every day. You guys are just so stupid. You guys are just so stupid you can't change your behavior. Yeah, because again, on one hand, you have someone saying, like, you're going to go to jail or be killed if probably not to the minor players, but you'll go to jail if you acknowledge Brad in any capacity. If you don't acknowledge science, you are killing people. I'm going to adamantly lobby for our laws to make sense. Capital punishment for all treason. If you have a place to disseminate scientific information and you are killing people. And what actions you put into this world must be put into you. Period. That is what the law is. And so Neil deGrasse Tyson is an absolute sham and an absolute quack and in no capacity a research scientist. And so we have the UAP Disclosure Act of 2023 is introduced into Congress. So I reviewed the bill. It was big on UFOs Twitter. It said, eminent domain of the federal government to have all recovered materials, craft, etc. returned to the government. Classified/restricted in part due to the Atomic Energy Act of 1954. And I just have no fucking chance. No fucking chance. Oh, our big homie Schumer. Remember when you sent out that edgy tweet, Chuck, that said, oh, cannabis will be legalized by 2021 or 2022. It was like 2 or 3 years ago at this point, by April of next year. And yeah, how did that work, man? Did you get that done? No. And how the hilarious thing is the prioritization. Legalizing cannabis versus UFO disclosure. UFO disclosure is not going to change much. Like, as someone who's intimately involved in all things, I like watching movies, I like singing songs, it's not going to change anything. The extras, the aliens can do whatever the fuck they want, a group of human beings can do whatever the fuck they want, and there's some material, there's recovered craft, cool. Now I have to go back and pay my bills. The electric bill's still going to come every month. And so, I expect absolutely nothing to come from the Disclosure Act. These people can do whatever they want, and it's up to them to whenever, and who knows. And so I expect absolutely nothing of any substance to come from that, as well as there was one other thing. Rep. Tim Burchett tweets, the House Oversight Committee will hold a hearing on UAPs on Wednesday, 7/26. We're done with the cover-ups, and I just have good luck with that. I mean, these people can do literally whatever they want on any continent they want at any time they want. So yeah, you can hold your hearings and all, but it's not going to do anything unless they want it to. And again, I've unified the natural sciences with fundamental historical proof sitting on the internet for 7 years, and I can't get someone just to click on it. Like people that I know personally that have professional responsibilities to do something. Gary Lewis Jr., Chief of Police. Again, that is a legal obligation. All of my teachers, Robert Dvorak, Tom Newbert, Dan Garrett, your curriculums are directly influenced by my proofing. You were stealing my intellectual property for real, and you have one side telling you you're going to go to jail for again doing your job, doing the right thing, and enforcing the law and being a good person. On the other side, I'm saying you're going to face capital punishment for treason. So you guys are really stuck between a rock and a hard place. And again, that cranked off military officer that might actually kill you, he's a nobody. I'm 100,000 years of science done on the internet, so I just don't care. I don't care. Again, whether it's aliens or humans coming into my house, into my apartments and changing the light bulbs, I don't care. You're not going to scare me. I don't give a fuck. I've never lived my life. A lot of these people have leverage. They don't want to lose their career. They don't want to lose this. I have nothing and I don't even give a shit. All I want is a nice country estate out of the public eye, and I don't care. I just don't care. But I expect absolutely nothing to come from, again, Rep. Tim Burchett. Who's that? Are we gonna convince Lauren Boebert and Marjorie Taylor Greene? Those are great politicians. So yeah, nothing's gonna come from that. Absolutely not at all. But back to, I watched some more the Sean Ryan Show, which is a podcast on YouTube, which I find interesting. Sean Ryan certainly seems to be like ex-military, but just interviewing different people. He had a 3-part disclosure series, and he says, I watched the full thing with Michael Herrera, and he says he saw 4 cylindrical capsules and thinks it's human trafficking. Are human beings diabolical to traffic one another? Absolutely. Have people been killed, murdered, paid off, all of the above for all of this UAP stuff? Absolutely. Stuff's been going on for 70, 80 years? Absolutely. Human trafficking? 4 people? And my response to that was honestly, they must have been the hottest femboys in all of Indonesia. Like the hottest ones. So the logistics don't make sense. And so to me, I'm thinking, again, pure speculation on my end. Again, confirmed to me, bodies recovered, materials, many crafts, active sightings basically every day, Atlantic, Pacific Ocean, all over the world. But again, I just think human trafficking is so low on the likelihood of, again, why would these people need all of this money when they can do basically whatever they want? But regardless, he said, I honestly think it's either the crash, one of the crash things where they've recovered something, or they had extras. Again, there's a species or a sect of us that are not. Again, what does human mean? What does alien mean? Those are just words. And so anatomically very similar to us. And maybe, because Michael Herrera says, and again, like I said, the diabolicalness of human beings is absolutely there, completely could be true. Just common sense to me strikes it as human trafficking is very unlikely. So I think either recovered non-humans, or the non-humans rescuing their own, which would make a ton of fucking sense. But I even doubt that. I mean, the military would kind of know that. But again, if you had a natural disaster and you were a scientist that was studying or just observing human beings or living amongst us, and then you were in danger or something, your own would probably come and rescue you. So I just put that as a slight possibility. Human trafficking doesn't put much. I don't put much credence to human trafficking. Could be, but it just doesn't make sense logistically. If you can fly around a real spaceship and you're gonna go steal 4 femboys from Malaysia or Indonesia, it just doesn't add up to me. But again, UAPs, UFOs, aliens everywhere. It doesn't even make sense to call them aliens or extras to me. Yeah. So they say being intimidated, or even government officials being intimidated, because this group has, again, some sort of legal backing, as well as just being gangsters that can actually do whatever they want. And so he referenced some colonel or dude being suicided, and please suicide me, please. I haven't lived one day of my life. Please come change my light bulb, and don't forget to drop the cyanide in my breakfast, please. Which I don't even eat breakfast anymore, so it's pretty good. But that's fun. So again, obviously, I called the FBI to, again, they were laughing at me yesterday. Clearly, again, I report everything on my end, and I'm going to bury people once I have somebody. But later, you guys know who's calling. There's no chance you get. If I don't block my number, I call for my actual thing. You guys know everything about me. You know who the fuck this is. Probably watching me right now. I've consented to it because I'm doing so much science. I don't give a shit. But then I call the FBI, and you guys know I am the judge. And I say to this operator, she starts raising her voice, and I say, I'm going to punish you. Are you threatening me? No, the law, you're breaking the law. I'm going to punishment you. You're law enforcement, my God. We need the people that aren't scared of their shadows, that think when they get scolded or told to do something, in terms of the military. The fucking military. Do your fucking job. Get in fucking line, little bitch. But seriously. So you guys know who's calling. I'm not threatening anybody. You guys are threatening me by destroying my life. So throw me in the back of a van and put me on a nice estate and take down anything you want I've ever posted. I don't care. I'm never going to have a career or family because of this shit. An hour of mathematics, which produced the most beautiful proof ever, and then a bunch of cranked off military dudes that can do whatever they want for decades before I was born can just be like, fuck that guy. Well, fuck you. I'm going to be a somebody one day, and treason is death. So I will punish you legally and lawfully. We're going to make the law make sense, and we're going to get it done. Anything else on the UFO stuff? No, but no, absolutely nothing's going to come of it. Oh, I did watch the DC Long was another guy. He talks about going in there and seeing a vibrating monolith. Sounds like that. Yeah, how would I know? I don't know. I think it's D flat or D major. It's kind of the hum. There's the resonance of the key. Could be wrong, but yeah, I wonder what that sounds like. But they went to some place to do some measurements where they called it a shoot house, just like an indoor shooting range, and him and his dad were like a contracting business, and they go in there to take some measurements, and he had seen this vibrating monolith. Again, you have to use the right physical ontological words that are correct. Vibrational information theory. This is all one big proof. And so each time you open your mouth, you prove what I have said and prove it on the internet, but you will never publish it or acknowledge it. Be like step down, bent down to tie a shoe to kind of look under and see it and not floating. Again, just some resonance of this material. But it was told, like, if you look around and don't keep looking at the guy in front of you, you're gonna get shot. And kind of, so he like giggled. But then they go do their measurements. They're there for maybe 30 minutes, and then they come back, and the entire edifice, the structure, and all the things surrounding it, they're one floor under, were all gone. And so once they leave there, they were him and his dad were told to sign NDAs, and they didn't sign NDA. They refused to sign the NDAs. So when they went back to their shop, everything was taken and everything was destroyed. And his dad was like, never talk to me again about this, whatever. And he didn't have a relationship since. So certainly a real story. Again, nothing new or surprising to me. But he talks about, again, David or Greer, and I think even Herrera said just like they have like these people in this black camouflage that fly helicopters over their houses till they shake to like intimidate them. You can't intimidate me. Like, you can kill me. Go for it. Stop science for 100,000 years because you're fucking stupid. It changes nothing. So that's the wild card you fucking cranked off idiots and account for. Is here's all of your thoughts on a fucking desk in 7 years of continuous derivation. Yeah, gotcha, fuckers. But at some point in life, you just stop being a bitch. Yeah, these guys can do whatever. You're gonna die anyway. Spoiler alert: nobody gets out alive. Stand up for something. Do what is right. And then to see these people on podcasts, and forget these fucking government officials. Just say, "Hey, Brad, run a YouTube channel. What's going on over there, guys?" That'd be way more helpful than you telling your story. So the DC long one didn't provide me anything new in terms of history or physics or anything. Nothing really surprising there. And on your hearings for the Congress and your bills of disclosure will do literally nothing to a group can do whatever they want. So moving on, a couple more regular talking points. Ooh, big weekend at the box office was either I think it's this weekend, and these are talking points from the past 2 weeks. And so, all the videos I make are pretty much uploaded on the same day. Sometimes I might forget to hit publish until the next morning, but everything I record is done on the same day that it is published. But the big box office weekend, we had Oppenheimer versus Barbie release dates, the same. They caused some drama. I would definitely have seen both. Again, not really sure again, I'm never into Barbies. I don't know if there's like a story there, if they just made it up based off of the doll. But I would have seen both. Certainly have seen Oppenheimer in theaters. Can't afford it. Again, one trip to the theaters is now worth a month of streaming, so I can get 30 movies then, one a day or whatever. But a lot of the writers walk out of premiere in support of the writer's strike. Shit, I'll work. I will work for pennies on the dollar. Whatever they are making. They make 100K, I'll do it for 50. They make 200K, I'll do it for 60. I literally don't care. The only thing I want is to be functionally stable with my cash flow. That is it. I don't care if it's $3,000 a month or $300 million a month or whatever. I just want my income to exceed my expenses, but I can't make income because of treason. Well, yay-haw. Cool beans. I love America. Greatest country in the world, baby. But I obviously liked the movies. And to have the privilege to strike working because you want more money, how do you support yourself? How do you pay the bills when that happens? Ohio State University to raise tuition to the maximum allowed by law. LOL. Academia is such a legitimate racket. It is such a legitimate conspiracy. They steal all of my profit. They act like they don't exist. It influences the teaching of every course and class, curriculum, and syllabus that could exist. It does. It's true. Because that's what a college class is. A professor sits down and develops coursework. And then you steal all the proofs from me. And you act like they don't exist. But Ohio State University is unequivocally. The families of Central Ohio have legitimately slowed down the progress of the human species by 20 fucking years because they wanted to play sports all day. The only thing anybody has ever learned in Central Ohio, I'm 30 in a month or two, and so it's like play games all day and compete over nothing. And then you throw them into the career environment and just play games all day and it's nothing and it's everybody for themselves. And so, and at the same time, everybody's so pathetic that if you insult them, they're going to buckle down, they're just going to break down and defend themselves by calling you a threat and mocking you and denigrating you any way they can. But truly funny to me to see Ohio State University raising tuition, and Ohio State University is the pinnacle, is the sepulchre of all academia. Here's guys, can I do scientific research? Nope, we can't accept it. We are so delusional and so entrenched in our fraud that we don't even know it's fraud, and we just blab about dark energy and dark matter, and it's just words. And I do the words, I do all of the words and all the wording and all the spellings and all the derivations and integrations and all of it. But that was really funny to see Ohio State University be like, yeah, man, knowing how many fucking worthless administrators in there, and just going to that school. Ohio State University is a disgusting environment. The fucking campus is nasty, the city of Columbus is nasty, and the people in there are fucking historically fraudulent. So that was a true LOL for me. Biden administration to cancel $39 billion in student loan debt, ... question mark. What's different this time? He said it one time, and the Supreme Court said no, and now he says it again. So I'm not sure what legal loophole or what they're doing here, but I've talked about my opinions on that. Definitely should and it's pretty much up to the lenders. But I would, again, biggest thing there is to not hype up academia as learning is some expensive endeavor. And again, developing applicable skill sets is so much more important than conjecturing or spending a bunch of time taking tests or learning this or learning that, when again learning is demonstrable. Can you do something new? Can you do something of value? And so college is more of like circle jerking for 4 years as opposed to actually learning how to function in society. So, but again, legally, why I generally don't know what's different this time is if it just got struck down by the Supreme Court, why can you do it again, or what's the different avenue? So that was not clear to me. Couple more. Twitter revenue decreases 50% and is cash flow negative. Musk gets dragged on Twitter by Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban is treasonous. Mark Cuban has the ability to disseminate silent information. He doesn't. That kills millions and millions of people. Mark Cuban commits treason daily. And to see, just act like it don't exist. Act like science isn't proven on your desk. Mark Cuban, you should do something. You literally talking about me to go do something. Do what? I went to the FBI building. They cleared the belts. They have harassed me, denigrated me, disrespected me every 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, and I try all day. I read, write, and put myself out into this world all day, every day. So it's seeing one hypocrite against another hypocrite. Elon Musk is a full-blown loony, and Mark Cuban is a full-blown loony as well. And so they just all, that's the cool thing about hypocrites, they're just hypocriting against other people's hypocrisy, so they can keep hypocriting all over the hypocrites. And it's everybody. But I would like to document my ear still hurts. Over 3 years ago I got an ear infection because of financial stress. I cannot access healthcare. So now every time I lay my head on my right side of my head, I have permanent ear damage from not being able to access healthcare during this process of people watching me at my apartment, begging for healthcare, begging for a time frame, and people just say, well, he's smart, so being agitated is part of being a genius, or it's part of drinking alcohol. It's not. You guys have never had your rights stripped from you. And then people sitting there right there with the ability to do something, and all you're asking for is money. Not publication, not acknowledgement. I've given up on that. Shit's never going to happen. One person will do the right thing, but I still need to pay my bills. And how frustrating it is, not even infuriating it is. I can't opt out of sales tax. I can't opt out of property tax. I could refuse to pay it, but then I'm working with these low-level courts that know nothing. I'm just like, who the fuck is this guy? Fuck off. And then I'll turn on CNBC and everybody knows. So this cranked-off group of weirdos that can do anything they want, that knows everything about me, can't give me some money, or at least can't stop the state of Colorado fraudulently trying to extort me. That's the thing is people like to watch me suffer, and I guarantee these fucking freak shows behind the scenes are the scummiest, trashiest gangsters the world has ever fucking seen. So when your soul leaves your body, you're in my world, bitch. Who have you helped and who have you hurt? And I've helped everybody. So think of all the you can have every living soul, every human being that's ever lived before, and I'll take all the ones in the future for the next 100,000 years. And we'll see who's got more friends, who's helped more people. We'll see about that cranked off weirdos. But right around the time my family would go to the lake, again, I don't even get invited to family functions anymore. It's kind of fun. I don't care, man. It's just life is weird. Because to the cranked off weirdos, my family, it's just they can't accept science, and so they have to blame the victim. They have to. It's been my whole life like this. It has never stopped. And so it's prolific and extensive torture, but nobody cares. Steph Curry hits a hole-in-one on some tournament. And I remember my dad was a big golfer, probably still is, I don't know. But I remember this was when we were real young. My dad got a hole-in-one, and he left a message on our home, back when we had a home line and an answering machine. And I just remember listening to the message, and it was like, my dad was like super excited from the hole-in-one. He was just like explicitly talking to my brother. He's like, I did it, Brian, I did it. And I was just like, oh, cool, what about me? So when I just look back, it's just like, I've been tolerated for a small amount of my life, and then past that, because I'm not popular, people think I'm a weirdo. And it's because my presence intimidates people, and then my voice quality now is loud, and so it just sucks, man. Life just sucks. And so, but yeah, like I said, thoughts on the Hollywood writer's strike, I already talked about that. And so I wanted to, my final quick little story is, again, Americans are literally the stupidest people that have ever lived. I have this guy on my LinkedIn, and again, my LinkedIn is just trying to network people. The whole thing was just trying to grassroots some sort of momentum for anything I'm doing, which is obviously impossible. But I get this message from this guy named Bruce May, and he says, "Hey Brad, circling back, we connected here a while back, and we are still having success with a program for inventors, product creators, or patent holders that are looking to license their idea of patents or sell their IP rights. Do you have a product patent you are looking to bring to market vastly expand its reach?" Again, people don't engage with my posts, and I post about this shit all of the time. So my response to quality Bruce May was, "Bruce, you clearly don't read well. I'd rather burn my patent than help you make money off my property." And he later responds, "That sounds fire." Like, that sounds, then fire emoji. So I generally thought that was a fucking funny response. But it's actually true. And I said, right on, Bruce. But it's funny because, one, I post about my property all day, and so I'm not trying to license my patent anymore. I have a company around it, which we'll see if they renew that in October. If not, then there's no more company either. But we're never going to get a product. You're not allowed to sell healthier alcohol. That require, again, the FDA to be scientifically competent, and they're not. And so I thought his response was genuinely funny, but I don't want to invest in Americans. Like, I don't want to put money into this country where I don't have rights. Like, what insanity is that? It's extortion. It's actually legitimate extortion. And then when a bunch of people, two or more gathered, you're in the presence of a conspiracy. And when you do it over an organized group, that's racketeering. And that's what RICO is. And so that was a little genuinely funny interaction, but I literally would rather burn my fucking property than help any American make any amount of money. And again, if you guys would have done something, I would have been the most prolific investor in anything. And so I will do everything I can to drive business out of Columbus, Ohio. I'll do everything I can to drive business out of the United States of America. And all of you stealing my intellectual property are going to be sued. And everybody involved in not disseminating scientific information is committing treason and will face capital punishment. The end. So that is it. But again, like my bar and restaurant partner, messaged me about some church that was for sale across the building, about maybe doing some sort of expansion thing or whatever. And again, if I had any traction in the United States, I would want to. I would want to I want to. Believe it or not, when they say God is a creator, and creativity is the pinnacle of intelligence. And so not allowing me to have basic financial stability has ruined my ability to be creative. And because I'm still so prolific, people just don't think it's true. You guys continue to slow down the progress of the human species instinctually. You guys are all fucking cowards. But that is really it for today. Again, these are coming once every 2 weeks. Really, just whenever the talking points pile up or feel like doing one. And we'll finish the Bible read-through. That will be done in the next couple days. Doing movie reviews. We'll reassess once September 10th hit. Once I turn 30, if there's no movement, again, I'll probably have to get a part-time or full-time job, low-end retail. I don't care. Maybe I can meet a cute 25-year-old girl. Fuck it, like, who cares? But I'd really like to have a career that I've worked for. I've worked so hard. I've worked so legitimately and so diligently. And I have these actual fucking cranked off, top of the line, can do whatever they want military dudes saying, "Why are you so worried about money or getting a job or doing this or that?" And my parents completely don't believe that. And it's just like, you've created the most awful environment that could exist for another human being. Oh well, I didn't sign up to live in a world. I didn't sign up to be born into a world that's been committing treason for 80 years. And so the only thing I can do is absolutely smear and trash and drag through the mud every bit of American fucking respect and pride. Because it's true. This country is disgusting. It is a shithole. Every American I've ever met is incapable of moral behavior. Not that they don't want to, they can't. And so, thank you for watching another episode of Language, Litigation, and Integration Part 202, Casual Conversations 104, and I will see you on the next one if there is one. See you then.